if you want to make your images with much higher megapixel, much higher resolution, you can basically make it with any other camera. I'm using a Sony's camera, and what you basically need to have is a stable platform like a tripod and some kind of a zoom lens, because what we want to do is take number of photos of some kind of a composition we find and stitch them together, so we'll have one normal image with much higher resolution. Like in any other process, there are some drawbacks with that process, and the drawbacks are you need a little more time, you need a stable platform, and you need to practice, because if you make just one image out of the frame you need, you can ruin the entire composition of that stitching process that we'll make later on. But if you really find a nice composition, you have time on your hand, and you want to make out of it a really high resolution image, so that's a very good way. It enables you to use any camera, even your phone, to make these high resolution images. But we don't want to make panoramic images, we just want to replicate any normal image we take and make it much higher resolution. So let me show you the process. Okay, so what I have here is the Sony Alpha 6000 with the Sigma lens. I hope you can hear me with all this wind out there. Hopefully it doesn't ruin my audio. So what I'm gonna do is show you how I take each image and then how I stitch them later on with a dedicated software that I use. So I'm turning the camera. I already took the images. I will just show you how I compose each frame. So basically the first thing you want to do is go to either right or a left side of that image that you want to take. It doesn't matter, but the most important thing to do is to start from a solid point, and a solid point is a ground. So you don't want to start from the top right or the top left, because the skies is not a very solid ground to start your images. So I chose the right side, and I hope you can see, yeah, just a second. Okay, so now I'm going to the top right of the image, which is around here, and I take that image and I remember the frame. But if I don't remember the frame, I can always go back and look at the image and see what the edges of the image look like, so I can move on to the next image. So after I took this image, I will need to lock the horizontal way, so the tripod will not move horizontally but only vertically for these images. So right now it's locked completely between each shots, but after you want to move to the next shot, just release the vertical way, and this way we cannot mistakenly move the camera out of frame. So now, for example, after I took that shot, I take the top of the image as a representation of the point that I want to have in my next frame. So for example, I can see that the fence here will be my point of anchor, as you call it, and as I release, why is it turned off? Okay, and as I release the vertical way, I can move upwards until I can see that fence on the bottom of the shot. Because we move vertically, we only want to represent the top and the bottom of the image. That's the most important thing. So after that fence is in is in the bottom of the next image, I will take that image and then move upwards. Again, remember the top of the frame, include it in the next frame, then lock it and take the next picture. And as you can see, 3 images from bottom to up is enough to include the entire background. So now, after I took these 3 images from bottom upwards, what I do is I lock the vertical and unlock the horizontal in here, and I just remember the left point. Now my point of anchor is the left side of the frame, which is the mountain, as we can see here, and I move the shot until it's included in the right edge of the image. I lock the horizontal way and do the same process just from up to bottom. Take the image, unlock the vertical, move downwards, remember the top of the frame, lock it, take the frame, and do the same process again off the ground. And if we will check both the images of the ground or the sky, they should have a point of anchor in them, so we can later on stitch them together. So that's the process. Again, what now I'm doing is releasing the horizontal, moving on to the next frame, taking the shots, locking the horizontal, releasing the vertical, and so on until we get to the top, left of the image. So we started from the bottom right and we ended with the top left. You can do it in reverse from bottom left to top right, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is you keep the point of anchors that I show you, so you can stitch the image as it should be in the software later on, and then we'll have that single image with much higher resolution.